So good morning to all. Welcome to Toronto. My name is Pablo Elek, and I have the privilege, the honor of leading Scotiabank in Mexico. How is everyone doing? Good, good. I can feel the energy. This is a very exciting time for all of us here with the trade mission coming into Canada. I would like to begin by acknowledging that we are gathered on traditional territories of many indigenous nations, including the Mississauga of Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples. Toronto is covered by Treaty 13 with the Mississaugas of Credit and many First Nations. Inuit, Métis people continue to call these lands home as we speak here today. I offer my gratitude to the indigenous stewards of these lands who have cared and guardianship over generations make it possible for us to be here today. Beyond that acknowledgement, I would like to share a personal belief and a personal reflection. As a Mexican visiting Canada, this is my first opportunity to deliver a land acknowledgement, something I had very little knowledge about. This I do in humility and understanding that learning about indigenous history is something and it's a process that takes time. This experience reinforces that reconciliation is not only about saying the right words and the right things, but about listening and remaining open to perspective that challenges us particularly. And as Mexico reflects on how recognition, inclusion, and reconciliation should be practiced within our culture. It is an honor for Scotiabank to welcome you, global leaders, here in Toronto, and to host representatives of the Canadian government, the Mexican governments, and we have one common interest and one only, that growth is built when we connect capabilities, markets, and opportunities across borders. Today we are continuing a conversation that started a few months back when we hosted the Canadian mission in Mexico, and we now carry forward into Canada. One focus to further strengthen the relationship between our two countries, which are deeply interconnected economies. When this relationship succeeds, the entire North America corridor becomes more competitive, more resilient, and better prepared for the future. This, as we all know, comes at a pivotal moment in time as we approach the review of CUSMA, TEMEC, or USMCA. Call it what you may, but today's dialogue may take a particular importance. It has been designed to deepen collaboration, identify tangible business opportunities, and advance shared growth agenda for the whole region, the North America region. There is a clear reason why we are meeting here at Scotiabank. We are the bank of the North American corridor, connecting economies from Canada to the U.S. to Mexico. Businesses and opportunities across the region is not only what we do, it's who we are, and it's our right to win. So welcome again to Scotiabank. May this mission mark the beginning of a new partnership and stronger, more integrated, and more competitive North America corridor. And to kick things off and formally begin, please join me in welcoming the Honorable Dominic LeBlanc, President to the King's Privy Council of Canada and Minister responsible for Canada-U.S. trade, intergovernmental affairs, internal trade, and one Canadian economy. And the distinguished Marcelo Ebrard, Secretary of Economy for Mexico. Gentlemen, the stage is yours.
So, good morning, everyone. Merci pour la présentation. Bienvenidos a Canada. Welcome to Toronto. Welcome to Canada. I'm enormously proud on behalf of the Government of Canada to welcome our friend, Secretary Ebrard, and and a very, very important delegation of Mexican business leaders to Canada. So, Mr. Secretary, thank you for being here. Thank you for bringing so many friends with you. And thank you for your commitment to growing a North American economy that benefits Canada and Mexico. The Secretary and I had dinner last night. We compared notes on some of the challenges that the economy of Mexico and the economy of Canada are facing. It reminded me, and it's certainly something that the Prime Minister talks to us about often, the importance of recognizing stable trading partners that share our values, that are committed to growing economic relationships that benefit both Canada and Mexico. Canada and Mexico have a free trade agreement. It's a free trade agreement that we respect, and it's a free trade agreement that we want to grow. And there are opportunities in both countries that we're going to pursue along the lines of the plan that President Sheinbaum and Prime Minister Carney committed us to last fall. To Mexican business leaders here, over the next 2 days, you will have the opportunity to connect with partners in the Canadian business community, members of the Canadian government, my colleagues across the government of Canada, provincial governments in Ontario and tomorrow in Quebec, and you will have business-to-business meetings. Secretary Ebrard told us last night possibly more than 1,000 business-to-business meetings, information sessions, and site visits. This will build directly on the work that many of us did together, and many of the people that I've seen last evening and today were with us on what we think was our most successful bilateral trade mission, the Team Canada trade mission to Mexico in February. These new relationships in February and now again over the next few days will open doors to valuable long-term business partnerships for industries, exporters, and investors in both our countries. Alors je tiens à vous remercier, Monsieur le Secrétaire, ainsi que votre grande délégation commerciale, pour votre engagement au Canada, votre amitié envers le Canada et le sentiment d'opportunité partagée qu'on a discuté depuis bien longtemps. And thank you for your keen interest, as I said, in strengthening the partnership that President Sheinbaum and Prime Minister Carney committed our two countries to pursuing together last fall. The Canada-Mexico relationship is bonded, as I said, by common values, by economic ambitions that have generated very considerable prosperity for both our countries over decades. En tant que partenaire d'une entente de libre-échange, le Mexique est l'un des principaux partenaires commerciaux du Canada. Après plus de 80 ans de relations diplomatiques, nous entretenons aujourd'hui l'une des relations commerciales et d'investissement les plus solides au monde. And CUSMA or TMAC or USMCA, same agreement, 3 names. This has underpinned our shared prosperity and created a platform for businesses such as the ones that all of you represent to grow and expand your reach in Canada. As Canada prepares for a robust and joint review of TMAC, we're actively working, of course, with our Mexican and American partners. This collaboration offers enormous opportunities. Opportunity not only to reaffirm the benefits of this trilateral agreement, for all 3 countries, but to build on its foundations and ensure that it responds to the realities of today and the challenges, the global challenges of the coming years. We can make North America the most competitive, dynamic, and resilient region in the world. Opportunities that will see us follow in the footsteps of iconic Canadian businesses, of course, like Scotiabank. And Scott, thank you for welcoming us here at your global headquarters. But I think of companies like McCain Foods, its origin in my East Coast province of New Brunswick, and global businesses, for example, like Grupo Bimbo. Or Moosehead Breweries, Mr. Secretary. I presented Secretary Ebrard with Canadian beer from Moosehead Breweries from my home province of New Brunswick, which has re-entered the Mexican market and having very considerable success. Nous pouvons nous inspirer de ces exemples, des grands exemples, comme les plus petites, et nous pouvons nous engager à les poursuivre davantage. Addressing emerging opportunities and challenges are the reason why President Sheinbaum and Prime Minister Carney announced, as I said, a new strategic partnership between Canada and Mexico last September. The Canada-Mexico Action Plan, Marcelo and I talked about it last night, is a roadmap to identify key priorities and guide the strategic actions of both our governments. Already, in the first quarter of this year, we've accomplished significant progress under the prosperity pillar. As I mentioned, 400 Canadian businesses and more than 1,700 business meetings took place on the Team Canada trade mission to Mexico in February. From using, for example, a Calgary company's software compliance in Mexican hospitals, to a Montreal company providing zero-energy cooling solutions for refrigerated trailers in Mexico, 20 announcements, commercial partnerships, and agreements were announced last February during this mission to Mexico. And over the coming days, I know that we can look forward to more announcements, more agreements arising from your very important trade mission to Canada. It reinforces what all of us already know. Canada and Mexico are reliable investment partners, trading partners. We've advanced economic security collaboration. We have a memorandum of understanding in place, for example, on health security, on biomanufacturing, to strengthen medical supply chains and business ties, creative industries, agri-food businesses, manufacturing businesses. The potential is enormous. Canada very, very much wants to expand its economic opportunities with our Mexican partners. We look forward, Marcelo and I talked about this again last evening, we look forward to planning future missions to build on the success of your work in Toronto and Montreal in the next couple of days and our trip in February. The opportunities are enormous. The moment is urgent. We have great Canadian businesses, and I'll finish with this, like Scotiabank, who have stood up, raised their hand to do business in Mexico, to have a very significant footprint in Mexico. The first time Scott and I talked about the reach of Scotiabank, Mexico is a phenomenal example of how one of the iconic public sector institutions in Canada, like Scotiabank, can help unlock this potential to the benefit of Canadian businesses, Mexican businesses. So Scott, thank you for hosting us here this morning, and I look forward over the next 2 days with my friend Secretary Ebrard to having a chance to talk to all of you, and thank you for being here as well. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you, Honorable Minister LeBlanc. Secretary Marcelo Ebrard, can you please come to stage and take the room, please?
Thank you very much. Bonjour, Mesdames et Messieurs. Good morning, everyone. Buenos días. Amigas y amigos, que se oiga fuerte. ¿Quién viene de México? Okay. Dominique, merci beaucoup. Thank you very much for your interest in this the mission between Mexico and Canada. So this is going to be a great opportunity. It's the largest Mexican company visit to Canada in this century. So we have more than 244 companies. We have more than 1,800 B2Bs today and tomorrow. And let me say a few words about who is in this representation of the Mexican economy. Well, I should introduce Jose Medina Mora, which is, well, he was here. He's the representative, highest representative of the Mexican private sector. Altagracia, gracias, thank you very much for joining us. She represents a very important council in Mexico, as you know, from President Claudia Sheinbaum. Thank you for joining us. And we have electromobility companies. We have agro industries. We have manufacturing, advanced manufacturing companies, pharmaceutical companies too, investment funds, education institutions like the Organization of the Universities of Mexico or the Tecnológico of Mexico with 40% of the engineers in our country, semiconductors companies, natural resources, mining, and many other fields. So why are we here? We are looking for new opportunities. We want to work very closely with Canada, not just in this year, but the next 10, 20, or 50 years. We know that the world is changing very fastly in many ways, geopolitically, technologically, the way the economy is working on in the world. So we need to be near friends, near institutions, near countries, which have similar values and similar economic institutions and almost free trade agreements. So we have a large experience with Canada and Canadian companies. We have many Canadian investors in our country. And we think that if we persevere, if we invest, if we have the will to maintain this effort, we are going to open new opportunities for all of you, but also for Canadian companies. We are looking for new possibilities in this world changing every day. So what to do in front of the uncertainty? How to deal with this, which is the new world that we are living on. Well, trying to open new opportunities, try to be close to friends, close to reliable partners, close to other opportunities in the market, and that's why we are here. We are going to maintain this effort. This is not an event. This is a process. It's a strategy from our country as it is for Canada. So again, thank you very much for this great opportunity. Thank you for joining us, everyone, all the Mexican companies here. Thank you very much. We appreciate your efforts, your commitment. Thank you very much to the states, local states present today, the investors, the funds, the banks, the Scots. Thank you very much for your support to this mission. And well, we are going to be here again next year. So thank you very much, everyone. Merci, merci, Dominic.